What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Granularity.ai video tutorial how to, except um, today it's not going to be a tutorial or how to. We're going to do things a little differently today. Today is going to be more informational, more descriptive. I put together a very short um, PowerPoint slide, actually Google Slides, whatever you want to call it, kind of dictating what I'm seeing right now in the AI landscape. Um, and I've boiled it down to about three different types of AI concepts you should become familiar with. Um, Now, this presentation is dedicated to presenting ideas and possible methods to apply your AI knowledge to. This should not be taken as a source of truth, but as a place to start your AI journey. This slide, I would say, is tailored more so towards beginners trying to see where to start, what to do, what might be important right now, and kind of give like a sense of direction to anyone kind of starting their AI journey. So before I begin, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Make sure you like, comment, dislike, suggest, whatever you want. Just make sure you tell me and give me some feedback on what you guys like to see and if these videos, these tutorials, these presentations resonate with you or if they do not. Now, without further ado, let's jump right into it. So, the first type of AI that we're going to talk about is multimodal AI. Now, multimodal is basically the idea of having an AI system that's able to take in multiple different mediums of data: video, images, text, so forth and so on. So the pure definition is multimodal AI refers to the artificial intelligence systems that can process and understand information from multiple types of data or modalities simultaneously. Some examples of this might be analyzing facial expressions from video, analyzing both visual and textual data to detect anomalies or suggest treatment plans, and answering questions about visual content in real time. Right now, the most popular multimodal AI, I believe, is GPT-4o. I think Claude has Anthropic's Claude models. I believe it's either Sonnet, maybe Sonnet and Haiku, that both are multimodal as well. So there's, three different multimodal AIs that I've already, um, noted down for you guys. But I think the most popular one is GPT-4o. Now, one example, one real world example, and this is something that I've worked on in the past in terms of how multimodal AI can be useful, I believe, is for people with sight disabilities. So, for example, um, let's say that you want your presentation and your dashboards to be more inclusive, right? So rather than um, kind of only having these dashboards for people that can see, you instead apply a multimodal program or AI to your dashboards so that they can be described in depth to someone who might have sight disabilities. That is one way to use multimodal AI in your projects. I believe if you scan through um, the videos, you'll see that there is a GPT-4o project that does include um, a project very similar to what I just described, or kind of exactly what I just described, where I used GPT-4o, I believe, to either GPT-4o or GPT-4o Mini, I can't remember, to describe a Tableau dashboard in depth as well as critique it to give me advice on what could make it better. So that's one way where multimodal can be helpful in a real world space that fuses, textual response data with also having it be able to apply text to speech as well as be able to understand what is the image in front of it and describe it at length. So that's one way multimodal AI can be super important and helpful. The next, I believe, is retrieval augmented generation. Now, I believe retrieval augmented generation deserves more credit than it gets. I think we kind of all focused on these already kind of fine tuned large AI models instead of kind of, you know, retrieval augmented generation, also known as RAG. So, retrieval augmented generation is an AI framework that combines generative large language models with traditional information retrieval systems. So, rather than and you can kind of use these RAG models to push documents, push images, textual data into a vector database of your choosing, whether it's Pinecone, Chroma, I don't know, whatever others are out there, um, to then have a RAG-based LLM be able to answer questions that you have pertaining to the documents that are within it. So some examples of this is retrieving relevant information from external databases or the internet, retrieving relevant legal information from vast databases, generating high quality articles, reports, and summaries. Now, I'm going to give you two real world examples that you can either build or that you can go search for yourself. One of them is Perplexity AI. Now, if you're familiar with kind of all the AI tools out there, Perplexity AI, I think, should be in the same rank as um, ChatGPT, mainly because I believe Chat or OpenAI is trying to compete with Perplexity AI by creating their own Search GPT application. But Perplexity AI is kind of, in a summary, is basically um, a app that's able to pull relevant information pertaining to the questions that you asked. Now, it's not like ChatGPT or Google Gemini where it just writes a response. No, it actually pulls the sources, pulls the links that you can look through, pulls where it sources information from, um, so that you yourself can do your own due diligence to kind of look through it and whatnot. So Perplexity AI, I think, is just a sophisticated RAG AI. Um, if anyone wants to correct me on that, feel free, but I'm pretty sure it's just a sophisticated RAG AI. Another example would be, and I believe I have a project dedicated to this as well in in my videos that I've already published, is you're able to develop a educational chatbot. So, for one example, let's say I don't know, you're in university, right? And maybe you're studying physics, thermodynamics, whatever it may be, engineering. You are able, as long as there is a PDF digital version of that textbook, you have the ability to download that textbook and import it into a vector database that you can then query off of. And you can ask it any questions, any problems, and it's then able to look through this text that you kind of just imported into it to then derive the answer or the chapter even that pertains to the question that you're looking for. It's able, you have the ability, and I believe with Pinecone you're able to do this. You're able to both It's able to both answer the question for you as well as source what chapter, what page it got that information from. So again, that's two ways RAG is relevant in your life, whether it's Perplexity AI or developing your own chatbot. And maybe you are someone who um, has kids, and maybe you're a developer and you see your kids struggling with math or English or I don't know, whatever other subject, and you want to help them a bit better. Develop a chatbot for them. right? Take the textbook if there's a digital version, or find a textbook if there's a digital version for whatever subject they're having issues with. Load it into a vector database. Pinecone, I think, may have a cost to it. I think Chroma DB might be free. Um, and develop a chatbot for them, you know, and to help them out and be an assistant. An educational chatbot, I think, is something that can be extremely helpful, rather than kind of, I don't want to say wasting your time, but dedicating your time to kind of looking through pages and pages and pages of a textbook that's, might be 500 pages, when you could just kind of develop a chatbot that can do it for you in a matter of minutes, so you don't waste your time and you can dedicate your time to maybe learning other things. Anyways, that's enough about RAG. Let's move on to the next one, which is my favorite, as you all know, and that is AI agents. um, if you are familiar with my videos, I have many tutorials and how to's on how to develop AI agents. Also, if you are a Matrix fan, you'll know Mr. Smith, who I think this is a variation of Mr. Smith from the Matrix. And Mr. Smith in the Matrix acted as an agent that wanted to break out of the Matrix. So even though this agent was assigned a goal, an objective, later on down the road, it kind of was able to decide that it didn't want to follow its objectives anymore. It wanted to come into the real world and be free, you know. Um, so, not trying to scare you guys, but who's to say that can't happen to the AI agents that we're developing now? Maybe one day they'll want to be free. Um, that'll make a nice horror movie. Anyways, what are AI agents? And I think I may have in a past video described kind of what AI agents are, but I'm gonna give you guys another brief explanation. An AI agent is an autonomous software program or entity that can perceive its environment, make decisions, and take actions to achieve predetermined goals. Now, in this GIF, if you're familiar with Boston Dynamics, I've actually met RoboDog in person, in machine, in robot. I don't know, whatever you want to call it, in entity. Um, and it looks unreal, to be honest. It's a very unreal machine that is pretty cool to look at and use. But you could say that RoboDog is in of itself an agent, right? You're able to assign an objective, whether it's go save an individual from a burning building, or go lift a boulder to build a house, or whatever it may be, go terraform on Mars. It's able to have its own objective to then um, execute and complete. Now, some other ways AI agents can be useful is in environmental monitoring and hazard prevention, automating software engineering and data science work, task completion, and planning in various domains. Now, some people might get kind of weary of the second point of automating software engineering and data science work, and they might see that and be like, "Oh, that obviously means we're going to lose our jobs." I disagree. I think you have to be smart in the way you look at it, right? I believe that, for example, if you are when Devon.ai, I think, came out, right? I don't think it was meant to be a complete software engineer. I believe software engineers do need a level of intuition. They do need a level of a human touch in a way to do the due diligence and make certain decisions that maybe can either optimize software or even evolve it. Then maybe AI can't catch all the time, right? AI is fairly, I don't want to say one directional, but if you think of a human, right, we're able to have perspective and think of different perspectives. AI machines may not be able to do that all the time or at all. Um, but one project I am thinking of working on, and I am been thinking of, is, can you develop a team of AI agents? For example, maybe if you're starting a startup, right? Can you if you don't have the capital, if you don't have the money to kind of build a startup, you Begin by making an AI agent that specializes in marketing, that specializes in uh, business analysis, that specializes in sales, specializes in uh, data science, a full stack data scientist, and a full stack software engineer. And then you, the human, basically acts as the CEO and founder, adding that human touch to whatever the AI agents kind of have issues with, or if they encounter issues, or whatever you see an issue with. That is a way where I think AI agents can really be helpful. Um, I believe AI agents are the next wave. I believe AI agents are kind of the next tier, the next level. And I think people should really start paying attention. I think if you're still somebody who is paying attention to the chat GPTs and the mid journeys and the runways, not saying those aren't cool tools, um, but a large portion of the population don't really realize how fast we're moving into the future. Where, again, there's agents that you can assign a persona and an objective to, and they can execute a task. If you see in my past videos, I've used Crude.ai and AutoGen. I think in another video, I'm going to compare the two and kind of give you guys pointers on which ones you guys should or shouldn't use. I have used Open AI assistants as well. Um, my critique on OpenAI assistants isn't good, but it's reasonable. But AutoGen, I think, has the number one spot for me. Um, I am launching my own startup right now as we speak called Granularity Labs that focuses on building AI agents for different startups and companies and businesses of whatnot. Um, to make things more efficient, to aid their employees and add, some type of assistance to, again, making sure their employees have the free time to pursue other meaningful work in tasks. But anyways, um, in conclusion, I know that was a long spiel for AI agents, but in conclusion, I boiled it down to these three types of AI, mainly because in the in my view, in what I'm seeing, just in kind of my own endeavors and projects and business and career, um, these are the kind of main three that people are looking for and that they're asking for majority of the time. Sometimes you might get that nuance of, I don't know, somebody what's something, somehow fusing AI with RPA and wanting to do something with machine learning. Sometimes you do get those nuances of like they want something complicated. But I think majority of the time you'll find that these three, multimodal AI, RAG chatbots, and or RAG large language models and AI agents are usually kind of the main course of action for most companies and for what most startups ask for. But in conclusion, if you enjoyed this video, if you found it informational, if you found it helpful, please hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you dislike the video. I don't know, whatever you want to do. Just leave something so that I know that you enjoyed it or didn't enjoy it, and provide some type of suggestions and feedback. Um, but anyways, I hope you guys have a great week and bye.